So I'm here to post about my prediction and connection. Why you know already Menglong the case. So it was known about human trafficking and money laundering, but I want to dig more beyond why they do this kind of act. And a very example of just a lost soul. You have this being, every one of them in every country. Because if you already gone to these kinds of acts, membership, organization, the conscience really is gone totally. So you can do whatever you wanted to a person like butchering a pig and thinking that that fellow is not a human as you. So I will give you many videos and explanations and a little bit additional of advice, lesson, then etc. I just wanted to also catch someone from this situation to be catched actually.
Lately, there has been a wave of posts online explaining something called borrowing fate, an ancient dark practice in China. People now link this directly to the tragic case of Yu Menglong. According to this rumor, when someone powerful feel their luck or destiny is ending, they will seek for a younger, poor-hurt, high-energy person through creating close contact and synchronizing the life energy. Now, the elder or the powerful figure can borrow the youth destiny. Over the time, the victim fortune drain while the other one rise. Now, this post explained that the final step of this ritual is brutal. The chosen person must die in a very painful way at a specific time to lock that transfer. This way, their soul can't reincarnate or escape, and the other person take their fate, wealth, and luck. People in Chinese social media are now pointing at the coincidence in the day of birth of Yu Menlong sharing on June the 15th with the powerful businessman and Q Renlong, another young actor, died mysteriously 9 years ago, sharing the day of birth October 15 with that businessman's father. These dates are now seen as a markers for that destiny transfer. Whether or not this ritual is real, the rumors are spreading fast. People believe that Yu Menlong's tragedy may not just be about money laundering or abuse of power, but about something far darker, a symptomatic way to trap a soul and prevent it to moving on. This is why fans are calling justice, because if even the faction of this is true, it means there's hidden network using superstition and ritual to cover crimes. And even if this is not real, it shows how desperate people are to explain why so many young talent die under the same agency tied to the same powerful name. You heard about feng shui and fortune telling, but few people are talking about the dark side of Asian Chinese magic, the kind that isn't meant to heal, but to control fate itself. Now, in all China, there were two paths of Taoist magic, meaning that the righteous way using to bless, to heal, and to protect. And there's a forbidden art, which is used to steal luck, harms enemies, or even exchange soul between the living and the dead. One of the most featured dark art is called borrowing fate. It's believed that when someone's fortune is about to end, they can perform a ritual to borrow another person's destiny. A master would find someone young, kind, and full of life energy, and then guide a ritual to connect two souls. Over time, the victim lucks fate, while the borrower's success grows stronger. But to steal the transfer completely, the victim must die in great suffering to trap the spirits between the realms so it can never be reincarnated. Another Asian ritual called a ghost marriage, where a living person is spiritually married to a dead soul, often for the purpose of binding wealth, repaying for karma, or completing an unfinished destiny. There's also a soul exchange spell practiced in a darker sect of southern China, where they say two souls can be switched through the death and reincarnation. One will gaining youth and the other one gain power. Now, this dark magic are rarely spoken of today, but if you actually look deep enough, you will find that even in the modern times, whisper of them still exists. In story of celebrities, powerful families, and those who rise too fast or rise after someone else fell. Whether you believe it or not, one thing certain in this world of Chinese mysticism, every blessing has a shadow, and every fate comes with a price.
Oh, from the very beginning, in the past, they know my coming. It says even in here, it's October. Yeah, my birthday is October 12. So if they cannot completely, they never actually is successful in harvesting my energy. So they're going to harvest people that is, it says, kind, have empathetic, those abilities. personals to harvest, to swap, because every country, even in Europe and the Western, they are the most the most have the words to say of these kinds of. Only my first time that the Chinese. This woman is, I think, a half, even, because I think it's not totally called the blood is Chinese. Because, or pure, I mean, pure blooded Chinese. Even my intuition really sparks very strong when I think they know it. Even though many times that I was think that they know it from the very beginning, my coming. So that's why when I'm awake now, I realize why are those things have I been experienced bullies, different kind of, they even targeted. I know I'm not intelligent in books, in academics, but why are they targeting my knowledge, intelligent, and wisdom that I didn't know? And I know I'm not smart in books. I'm very curious from the start that I know they are targeting my knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. I sometimes forgot words, things, but why are they targeting too much, trying their best to destroy something in my wisdom, intelligence, and knowledge? I'm very curious. But now, oh, I see. So I recommend you to not use these phones also. So it's like bricks, because who are the ones who started to organize BRICS? China, Germany, India, and Africa. Why is it links? Oh, my intuition is sparking. Why is it links? Now that you know my birthday is October, come. I'm provoking you because every messages that says please change for your good well-being, as long as you are alive, change. God is still hearing us and wanted us to change even whatever our sins is, even though the heaviest sin. Even we kill hundreds of people, as long as God, you willingly repent, reflect, accept, be accountable of the sins. But they are not hearing. Come directly. I'll accept whatever you do to me, but I'll see the consequences also. Welcome to your demise. You know what? To end my imprisonment to you people, because every people that comes in my face, no person that I experience bullying, they are stopping something that I didn't know. I experienced different kinds of vicious. They're even brutal to say whatever they say in my face. They have no shame. They know a shame to shame their names, but they are doing this one. And the witness is God. Oh, and you say yourself, you're a good person. You are church leaders. You are well-educated peoples. You are nice person. But to us, I think even the 144 key all over the world are experiencing this one. These bad energies that they didn't know why they bullied them, and some people abuse them. Say, swal, abuse them, or even end their life with no reason. And you say you're a follower of God. Better are those who says they are not follower of God. You are the ones who have a very heavy sins than those who says they don't know God. At least they know themselves. But those who are denying, OMG. Good luck. Oh, the nose. So I think I have to be bluntly say words here in this kind of platform because I'm only telling these kinds of in my YouTube channel, Your Highest Priestess Lilulu. I've said there, I am the first angel. And God subdivided that first angel to half. The half is what we are living, the earth or the universe. And the other half essence is to experience being a person like Jesus Christ and be your messenger now. As God says, not to praise any, but to see also the wrong that we are doing, to mirror yourself, these healings from your pains and traumas, because that's the other messages that I'm tackling to, and more, to more build your spirituality than materialistic world. Because if you build the spirituality, the materialistic world will perspire permanently, not temporary. Because everything is temporary that people is doing in this materialistic world. That's why one country perspired in the beginning, then went down at the end. There's no country that perspire forever because they are only pointing to grow the materialistic world, not in spirituality. How about build more in spirituality so that physical materialistic world will be built also nicely and to prevent more demise chaos in sinful ways, even though not perfect, because everything is not perfect in this earth as being human. At least there's a prevent those seven deadly sins, those ending someone's life, those lust, those greed, those envy, jealous, insecurities, etc. Lie to prevent at least, even though not perfect. But are you hearing it? Are you hearing it, people? Are you sure? Why am I recommending I'm not recommending, I'm sorry, why I'm not recommending the phone? Because I made another account to this, it's like a bank, right? That account. Because you can make a mini account. Then I got a cash at that online. And many times that I observe that phone is easily targeted to because the company itself is doing it. Easily to hack that phone from the very beginning. That phone always something has I experienced many wrong or systematic problem at that phone. It's so cheap. I know, not cheap. Oh no, not cheap actually. This phone that I'm using is more cheaper. That phone is cheap, not cheap actually. Known also. So I think I'm not going to use that much. I think I'm gonna change phones. They remove the signal of my smart SIM, so I cannot open the app. I hope that would be resolved. For me, that I'm not rich. The amount of the money that is in at that banking online is big. And I think they didn't cut off this because they wanted to stop me telling messages in this different kinds of online platform. But they cannot cut off the my SIM in this globe because I never paid my two different kind of credit card that I spent. Remember the messages before that I've given. I'm asking for help to gain some cash, even piso each. I never paid actually, starting from that part. They are calling every time. They are when texting low suit. But I don't care. That's, that is just money. One of the deadly sins. And I already accepted that I did that part. I spent unwise. So I have to face the consequences and face the reality myself. And judge myself, mirror myself. that it's one of my fault also. Yeah, spend wisely your money, especially if you have that card, because you will think you can pay, but when this kind of problem that comes in your way, if you are, you can pay it from the start, the monthly, etc., through to credit card. But when problem comes that you cannot pay the every month, oh, because it's synchronized also from what the people does in your life. When you are making a business, they will. It's like even though they don't know one another, the energy the same, which is they don't support you, especially if they know you're doing like this also. So there's a message that came in my feeds. It says the wrong will be good and the right will be the wrong. It's like happening today. The message is that correcting someone, they will say it's condemnation to their and shaming them, instead of for them to realize that I think I have to face myself, my sins. This messenger is telling already the truth that I have to face it. Instead, they are trying to demise you, condemn you, persecute you, that you are shaming them. You are there to disrespect them. But what if you are going to see what they are doing, are they are not the one who disrespectful? It's upside down, right? The reasoning. So you that are starting to build your relationship to God, start to pray for yourself and for others that are innocent. Pray for those who are doing evildoers for their change, because prayer has a big impact. Prayer, many times that I provenly that prayer has really help. God hears, He answers. If you think God never answered, try to open yourself for observation if your prayer were answered, except those who want to demise his fellow. Because who are you praying to? It's not God. That's only wishful to deny what you are doing, the bad doings. OMG. So it's like governments are very united when it comes to saving themselves also of what they are doing out there, the corruption. And it always links to China. Even this COVID, right? Who started, but who planned it? Right? Common sensely. So government, it's your decisions all over the world. The government all over the world. To fix your leadership and jobs as being the leaders of the people, or you will experience chaos from this moment, because it's already started, until you hear the people and be tired of this kind of chaos. That's very hard-headed, kind of humblizing a very hard-headed persons. It's like they are saying, who do you think you are to God? It's already fact, truth. That's what they are already saying it. Saying, which is, you're nothing to me, God. You're not only the governments that is staying there, planning this situation, but every person that does bad to someone, even though you say you are, God. But when you know that there is a more kinder person to you, sometimes that's the reason you put demise to that person. Oh no, that's not good. That's bad. So this video is long because there's a lot to say, but I will end from this. She already told the other messages. So if you these messages and went for you from your feed, and you feel fear, you have to face that one. And maybe what you are fearing is the ones who you have to face, to mirror. That's the technique that I learned also to remove the fear from my system. From the very first that tarot readings or messengers came in my feeds in TikTok, because it never come in my FYP, my heart jumps. The feeling is different. It gives fear, really. But when I faced it, the reality that maybe there is something that I have to know, I have to be awakened, I have to be enlightened. Even my sins, I have to face it. Now, whatever fear that comes in my way, I don't care. If it's wrong, I'll stand. Sometimes I never stand because I directly pray to God that I hope this person realize what he is doing. That's not good to be like that. Or directly correct that person when I'm in the mood sometimes. And if not, I'm being silent but praying to God. Even accepting that I'm experiencing this and seeing this to this person. Sometimes you have to face that one. Because if that disappointment compiles, it's like the energy of laziness. It will bring heavy energy to you. And you cannot, even simple work sometimes, you cannot do. Like those kind of cleaning. If you're hungry, it's like a stress, depression, anxiety that it will put you in one area. Then even though you're hungry, even simple cooking, like noodles, very simple to cook, you cannot do. It stagnate you to do things, even do simple things. Yeah, the energy of disappointment and laziness is the same. That's the sin of laziness also. One of the sin of laziness. When disappointment compiles, it became lazy. And to remove yourself from that kind of energy that like heavy makes you stagnant, you have to face it and accept the experience, correct it, or pray to God. Better to correct it and plus pray if you can. But if you can't, God will understand and directly pray to God. Not the demise of that person, but the well-being of that person. Because if it's a prayer of demise, your selfish ego is revolving at the part. Like you're cursing that part. God, I hope this person will end or experience it too. That's not good also. It's better to say, God, I hope this person will realize that what it's doing is bad. That I hope it come in its way. If it didn't learn this moment, it will learn soon and gain his or her maturity. Because those people that are evolving at that kind of personality is still immature, kid energy. Let's base it on a character of children. Those who bullies and being bullied. Those who tantrum and not. Right? It's like a tantrum. And kid is not well developed. That's why they have tendency to do things. They're still learning what's wrong and right. But you are adult and still you didn't learn what's wrong and right. Even though you know what's wrong and right. Why is it that you're allowing? It means there's something wrong. You didn't, there's a part that in your personality, characteristic, in attitude, manners, there still is to develop. Because is that a wise adult actions to do? Right? Wait, for the total end of this video, I forgot to say that this kind of doings or forbidden magics or rituals or etc., whatever we call it, it won't work. You are only condemning yourself if you did that part. If you think it works because others says it works and they are the witness of what they did and what happened in their life. Are you sure? Maybe they didn't tell you that they cannot sleep, their health became worse, their relationship ends every time, their experience is to others is even though they are rich, very fake, no genuine people to their face. Because those rich people is actually experiencing some rich, experiencing they're only being used because of materialistic power, etc. Being used only, right? That's so hard. That's why even the paid bodyguards to look at their butts, right? But of course, there are another reasons why do you have to gain a bodyguard. Those who are very vicious person also. Two different ways of reasons why. It won't work, especially at this moment that the earth shift from truth. Truth will come directly to you and see the consequences and karma. It won't work already. So as long as you are living, start that change, accept it. Face your sins, repent, reflect, be accountable. Accept God as our creator. Sometimes we have to accept that. we are the we started from Adam and Eve because other people doesn't want to accept that one. They are denying it because of the sin of Adam and Eve. There's a reason for that why they eat the apple. Because you, if they didn't eat that apple, you will like a Walking Dead. It's like inventing a robot, right? If you invented that robot to be controlled in only controlled it through movements, you have to do a computerized system to input something in the brain so that that robot can say something, right? That's the common sense at the part. That's the one reason why that situation happened. If we don't want to accept them, and we have to fix our relationship as female and male. We have to know our worth with one another, not discriminate the weaknesses of one another. We have both weaknesses, and that weaknesses, if this female is weakness in this part, that's why there's a female. If there's a male, I mean, if this male is weakness at this part, that's why there's a female to help one another, right? That's why people are not perfect. God created us not perfect. This person has a great ability that this person has not, but this person has a great ability also that this person has not, so that they can help one another and share it. And if that person has all, what will happen? Even me, if my brain works this one as this, and my beauty and my body and everything is perfect, wow, it would be really perfect, right? So this ends. And additional for the word that I'm saying, come to me so that you will, and also that's common sensely, because it says even in the Bible or Enoch that whoever stops this person, it won't happen. I've even said also in my YouTube channel, which is if the half will end, the half will not survive. True. Even yourself, if you're being subdivided, you cannot go on. If you are not, the half of yourself is not healed totally, you cannot go on. If you are healed totally, whatever comes in that in your whatever problems that comes in your way, you can do it, right? So this ends already. And just seeing what's their reaction to see these messages, especially those who are there that govern us. Don't you think they don't know what we are doing? Even what I'm doing? They are monitoring it. Every person's that they know they can gain informations. So especially us that gives something to this earth. We are all monitored by those govern us. And they make plan of whatever plan is that. Good plan or bad plan. Good plan is good. Bad is bad. And some are still denying it and don't believe it. OMG. Now start to believe it if something happened in your way. If you observe that you are giving something to the earth, why is it that there is something that like stops you? Because the evil energy also monitors every good person's plans that will benefit everyone. Here is it, the evil energy will sabotage it. That's why sometimes your personality, characters, and manners sabotage your good plans. Even though you help others, they may say you're good, but in the eyes of God, you are not, because in your characters, manners, attitudes, characteristic, you are a sinful person. Or use that helping one another to remove your karma and consequences of your bad doings. No. It doesn't work like that. At the end, you have to be accountable to face that one. There's a lot of video that is revolving, which is when this especially when we are having a topic about impierno or the lake of fire. I've seen a video. This person says, I've done a lot of good deeds and helped a lot of people, because they are facing a judgment if they are going to hell or heaven. And the ones who is standing before the judgment says, no, even though you made a lot of good deeds to help your fellow, but did you see what you are doing? Are you being accountable of it? And that person is speaking, but at the end, it was thrown at the lake of fire or hell. Those kinds of content, this kind of situation is always, you can always see in the videos or the ones who make a content about hell. Those persons that died, and the situations is they are being judged if they are being thrown in the hell or go to heaven. There's even a movie about that part, right? So it became more longer. Thank you again for hearing me, even though this video is long.
4 days after the incident, a netizen went to the 6th floor to take photos. The very floor where a drinking party with 17 people had taken place. He discovered that the police seal had been broken, and everything looked as if nothing had happened. Earlier, another resident had rushed into the utility building, Building 18, and filmed a video showing marks on the hallway floor, suspected to be from dragging. Next, let's look at this screenshot of a conversation. One person said, "My house is right nearby. At that time, I saw Yu Menglong's face, very handsome, but also frightening. Afterwards, they contacted my family, gave us tens of thousands of yuan, and told us not to say anything." A little later, I saw a man in a white t-shirt using something to cover Yu Menglong's body. He was a thin man. Another person asked, "Did you hear any noises?" The reply came with a scared emoji. "Yes, very loud sounds, like something heavy falling." The property management told us some household had thrown out trash, and told us not to pay attention. Earlier, someone else had written a coded note using symbols and pinyin, which, when translated, read, "It wasn't just 10,000. The entire Sunshine Shandong complex received hush money twice, each time tens of thousands, with total costs reaching several million US dollars, altogether billions across the whole community." The blogger Xinwen Diaocha reported, "Yu Menglong's name has been erased from Eternal Love, 10 miles of peach blossoms. The next step is to prove that he never existed, so that 1.3 billion people will forget him." In addition, after the incident, someone accessed Yu Menglong's Weibo account. It was discovered that all posts before March 2025 had been completely deleted. On Douyin, only 167 posts remain, apparently reduced as well, without any content related to Eternal Love, and almost no interactions with other artists. Many fans also noticed that videos and photos of Yu Menglong stored on their phones had been automatically deleted. What are the Chinese government afraid of? Meanwhile, Google has begun paying attention to the case. When searching for the Sunshine Shandong residential area on Google Maps from different countries, shocking videos of Yu Menglong being thrown from a building appear, along with multiple photos of the assailant, and the words, "A life for a life." Outlets such as the BBC have also started covering the incident. What do these actions from the authorities reveal? And can the First, we need to talk about Xin Qi, real name, Xin Shaoxiong, believed to be one of the masterminds behind the Yu Menglong case. Xin Qi was originally a producer of Red Films. Normally, he keeps a low profile, hardly ever raises his voice, and remains very secretive. But once he sets his sights on someone, or something, there is no escape. Take a look at these three photos. The man in black is Xin Qi. The first photo shows him serving as a judge for the Chinese Golden Broom Film Awards. He has also won many major awards himself. Though outwardly quiet, within the industry everyone knows his name, even the police in Xianyang District, Beijing, who are very familiar with him. Some past leads involving drug use and solicitation were reportedly tipped off to the police by him, with the aim of taking down his competitors. The second photo shows Xin Qi attending a party with friends and the director, Cheng Tong. The third photo shows the two perpetrators cleaning up Yu Menglong's body early in the morning. After the incident, all of Yu Menglong's information was wiped clean. But recently, a strange phenomenon has surfaced. According to one netizen, when you search Xin Qi on Baidu, the first page is filled with countless short videos introducing Xin Qi's personal background. These videos were uploaded to the Haokon video platform. Clicking further reveals that in just the past 2-3 days, a huge number of similar AI-generated videos have appeared. Clearly, this is an attempt at whitewashing Xin Qi's image. If Xin Qi had nothing to do with Yu Menglong's case, why would someone spend so much money to mass-produce such videos and flood public opinion? Some of the video titles include The Real Name of Beijing Director Xin Qi, Biography and Works of Director Xin Qi, What Xin Qi Has Been Doing Lately, What Kind of Person is Xin Qi, The Father of Producer Xin Qi, Is Xin Qi Gay, Xin Qi's Powerful Backers, The Relationship Between Xin Qi and Cheng Tong, Biography of Xin Qi's Grandfather. In addition, on the same platform when searching for Tai Yijia, recently revealed to be the child of Kai Chi, another new video appeared within the past 2 days titled The Parents of Kai Yijia. Never before has there been such a swift and strict lockdown of accounts, suppression of speech, and mass deletion of posts across the entire internet. Never before has the Cybersecurity Bureau acted faster than in its anti-fraud campaigns. Never before has the Cyberspace Administration of China summoned and dealt with every major internet platform simultaneously, until now. But can such measures really help the authorities bury the truth? What do you think? Leave your comments below. Another insider wrote, "Those who know the truth have been threatened in different ways. Red paint splashed on their doors, tires slashed, just to force them into silence." From these 3 separate sources, we can deduce that the Sunshine Shandong residents were interfered with. Some bought off with money, others threatened with violence. The goal was clear, to silence everyone and prevent the truth from spreading. And who is behind it? Tian Hairong, the widow of Xu Ming, inherited assets worth 130 billion yuan after his death. One netizen wrote, "For Tian Hairong, who is skilled at cultivating connections, spending 50 million to suppress news is nothing." Right when Xiao Hongshu was summoned 2 days ago, users suddenly couldn't post anything. Another insider revealed, the implicated apartment went on sale, but the price only dropped by 8 million. The new owner demanded that all the original furnishings remain. The broker stressed that the basement was well soundproofed. Netizens were outraged, suspecting evidence was being destroyed. Checking online data, after Yu Menglong's case, Sunshine Shandong saw a wave of sell-offs. According to Jihu, on the 23rd, 93 apartments were listed at low prices. By the 24th, the number had risen to 157. Why? The water runs too deep. People are terrified of being noticed. Even knowing a little bit of information could get you exposed. Being paid off may keep you silent, but only the dead stay silent forever. So residents feared that speaking up could cost them their lives. Netizens also discovered that in a photo posted by Tian Hairong and several other suspects showing a police notice, there was no official Chaoyang police watermark. This proved she had obtained the original file before the police publicly released it. Many netizens bypassed censorship to question how she got hold of it. Currently, the suspects have deleted their posts, but screenshots have already been saved by netizens.
So it's very obvious. The actor's death has become the biggest political taboo in China right now. But here's the real question. Why would the CCP be so terrified of one actor's death? Because this isn't about Yu Menglong or Alan Yu. This case may involve political struggles at the very top. Now, online, all the names being whispered point back to Xi Jinping's circle. His brother Xi Yuanping, Cai Qi's son or sons by mistresses. I've covered that in my previous live streams and programs. You could watch that. Now, even the mysterious 23-year-old woman, Yang Lanlan, who was involved in a $1 million car crash in Sydney, Australia, who many believe to be a Xi family princess, are linked to the actor's death. And then in the past 2 days, new whispers have spread that the woman who organized the fateful party, the woman who invited Alan Yu to the party, was linked to none other than Xi Jinping's wife, Peng Liyuan. So now, I'm not saying all of these claims are true, but I'm not saying they're all false either. Which one is true or false doesn't matter. What's striking is that every single rumor points to Xi Jinping and his inner circle. Not a single one ties this case to his opponents like Zhang Youxia. And with the timing, right before the party plenum, the case has all the hallmarks of a behind-the-scenes struggle. Some even suspect the military has long been aware of Yu's persecution, that they recorded the entire process, and are now deliberately leaking pieces to trap Xi Jinping and his followers. If true, that will be the end of Xi's career, period, and he will have to go down. So, like I showed you in my previous live streams, this case is very dark, and it isn't just about one actor's tragic death. It involves money laundering, arms smuggling, and the children of party elites using the entertainment industry as their cover. Chinese netizens discovered that Alan Yu had nearly 4 dozens of shell companies registered in his name. Some of them were listed as weaponry and arms businesses. And just before his death, his bank account suddenly saw a deposit of 20 billion yuan. Of course, this wasn't his money and he had no control. The elites were using his name as a front to launder their cash and make weapons. He knew too much, and when he refused to cooperate, the powerful people behind it wanted him gone. So the above is pretty much what you have heard through several programs I did. But here's what doesn't add up. On one hand, this case is so dark, it should have been buried in secrecy and high secrecy. On the other hand, we've seen an incredible amount of detail pour out. Within days of Yu's death, people online somehow knew who was there, what happened, even down to the drink list at the party. The full 16-person guest list leaked. The exact timing of 3 phone calls from a big shot to Yu's agent at the party was reported, down to the minute. We heard how a waiter named Xiao Yu being drugged by his agent. We heard about surveillance footage of Yu in the elevator with 2 of his handlers. Even a photo of him in a hospital bed after a USB stick was allegedly retrieved from his stomach surfaced online. Think about that. How could so many details come out so quickly, given how powerful Yu's handlers were? How could people dare to leak them when witnesses like the server Xiaoli were being threatened on the spot at the party? So the server was so terrified, he skipped work and didn't even go straight home. Instead, he hid out at a friend's place. So why did he still record a video and post it online? But here's my question. Where did he find that courage? There's one explanation. Unless there are people behind him who are also very powerful. And then there's the surveillance footage. The building's security system is controlled by the same gang of people, right? The big shot behind the perpetrators. They even claim the cameras weren't working. So how did anyone saw what happened in the elevator? Unless, of course, the elevator had secret cameras.
So in here, let's talk about Yu Menglong again, and the actor that died also from this agency, same birth date, which is 15. So I think they believe also in tarot reading. My intuition is sparking. So in the story of Yu Menglong, there's a lot of things that happen, because there's a lot of personals that is involved in his circle. With being authentic, you can experience different kinds of situation, different kinds of story that come together to you and be against to you. Like jealousy, that person is being jealous to you. The other part is a situation that leads, I can say, this person will scam you. And another situation again, this person demise you without any reason, then come together with this person else. And another situation again, that this person sees you as a tool that they can use your name, especially if you are known person. Or they see you as you cannot say something, even though you're known person. You're kind, you're empathetic, like what they did to him, used as a tool for laundering. And another situation come. You're going to be used in a part which is a transaction of a person's, a different person. And here you are being innocent and being added at that part, that transaction. In another situation again, there's a lot of situation that happened surrounding him. That's why. So, I've searched the meaning of 15 in tarot reading. It's the devil. And if it's for prophetic, the number 15 is the grace of God. And there's another meaning of 15, lucky 15, which is you can manifest whatever you wanted. As say, you can do swap if you have a lot of sins, then you know that that person and exactly the birth date of that person is 15. I think they don't care about the month. They care about the number. So sad. People made a lot of things to say, like the rituals, and believe that it will happen. But that's the illusion and delusions that the evil energy is using to us. Just because our ancestors started that part, we will apply it. No, you are more adding a death. Maybe if they are afraid of their karmic death, you have to do this kinds of accountability, simple as accountability. You will cut the curse and you will be forgiven. Even your bloodline generations will be forgiven of those sins. You will not pass natural sins for them. Being accountable, you will even free yourself eternally. I've given a post about those people that does evil deeds, and they see kind people, good people have a different kind of good energy that they wanted. And by doing evil to that person, you will get that energy? No. It would be worsened. You will even drain yourself more. That good person, a person that being accountable of every sins that he or she observed, that he or she did. That's why the blessings there is a good energy, a healthy well-being, a healthy soul, a health or spirit, a healthy everyday living, even in health, mind, heart, even though they are struggling. Why some good people doesn't got the good energy? Because at the end, they may good, they may silent. So that's why people say that's a good person, but you didn't know how that person thinks in say words when being alone even. Maybe you didn't know that in front of many people, that person is very silent, but at the back, if there's no people, that person insults. That's a person that good but not good. It's a better it's better to be an insultive person being honest than when you observe that you are too much, you already is doing that one, you start to be accountable, and that part of your personality will soon disappear. So there's a lot of content creator from China that making uh, content about this ritual, actually, about the 15 that forbidden black magic or ritual. I think in this story, there's a lot of people and even country transaction is being involved in this part. Even in the ritual itself. Maybe this country, as this country, because they know that this country has a forbidden dark magic ritual, then ask this country to do something about this part. Then this country did it. From the video that I commented this one, why Australia is being added. They are doing well, all over the world is doing ritual black magics. But the story there, which is the weapons, or there's a more reason, but I don't want to tell. All over the world, not only them. So let's talk about tarot reading. Tarot reading, me, evil, if you use it in evil, but you can use it in a wise way also. So be careful on the ones that comes in your feeds. Take what resonates, not all of the messages, but the thing that you can say you can learn from it. Like money, it's a sin, right? But because Jesus Christ came here to carry the cross, the start of carrying the cross, actually. Because it's not totally us are being forgiven. We have to still accountability to mirror ourselves this moment, to totally cleanse our sins and our ancestors. Like for asking forgiveness for your sins and the sins of your ancestors. And money is became good, not sinful. When you use it wisely, when you spend it wisely, when you earn it in a good way. But it became sin if you spend it in an evil deed, evil thing, to condemn someone, etc., related to bad doings. As tarot reading, it can be used in a wrong way, in a right way. So I think most of us are being led by knowing about tarot reading. You can ask reading, but don't ask about ritual. It says even in the Bible that God will not forgive those who undergo those kinds of sinful nature. So, in the part of Menglong and the actors that is being abused, we can see people also that being abused all over the world. Menglong is the start of his own race to stand and fight the wrong cycle that is revolving at their own race, their own country. Because we are experiencing that all over the world, right? So that people can see that even their leaders sometimes is not protecting them as our leaders also in every race. So there's already revolving that rumors that because of the situation, people at China is already awakening that their leaders is not protecting them. It's like it's only the image is more important. So it's communist. So there is a organization that will decide to let their leader go down. It's not. I think it's not the people. I saw it in my feeds. I'm right. Right. The connection. A message came. My intuition sparks. From these words that I'm going to say, a message came. You expose them. They are very angry. They know themselves what I'm talking. When I posted a messenger, a copied video about rumors that are revolving about their forbidden ritual. That is, I posted 2 days ago, and I saw this message, and I went to the profile. It was posted 2 days ago also. And before this video came to me, I'm just curious of this message. I don't know if this person came from Western or Europe. Says, one of your member. I don't know why this message came. One of your member, there's a person, one of your family member is the reason why this person died. What's that meaning? And one message also came. The leader of this cult is in state danger. I think it's a little bit synchronized of what I said on these messages. Why is it China allowing itself to be controlled by its fellow? For power hungerness? For more, I think there's more involved in this part. Even the situation of COVID situation that imprisoned us, and the spread that back scene. Why is it started at that country? It's like every plan is being executed through them. Will made the plans. But look at this. Even though it's well made plan, any secrets that being hidden is always not a secret. God knows all. This is an evidence that God knows all. Even though you whisper it through your own pillow, even though you said it through your own brain, because we vibrate in one energy, and one of that thinking, even though good or bad, vibrates to that energy. So, from the people of China, you decide, even though Bible is not being allowed in your country, you have to decide if you are going back to God. So here I am again, and let's talk about drinking parties. I think someone wants to say to you that be careful in going on an invitation about drinking parties. Where can you see a very evil person One is like when you see them drunk, and some people actually show themselves if they are drunk, right? You can see who is who when a person is drunk, especially if they are a group. Well, you're in the danger state. If they agreed all to do an very unexplainable sinful nature, to do something to you, that's so dangerous. That's why be careful in accepting drinking with a group or a party. I've seen these messages a lot actually about drinking, about etc. Even in situation of Yu Minglong and the actor that died first. It's about drinking party. Be careful. That's the other reason. That's why we are always being on the stake of very dangerous situation. I think that's the part that they wanted to say to you also. That's not a way to say you have to get along with them. There's another way to get along with personals, not this kinds of, because all over the world, I think through our cultures and our ways, drinking. When they say you don't want to drink with them, they will say bad words, right? They will insult you. They will say things that you don't want to hear. So, not to hear it, and a kind of validation also. That people doesn't want to hear experience from someone. That's why no choice. To get along, you have to go with them, especially if it's about drinking. How about if that group has a plan, something for you that may lead to? That's why there's a lot of girls also that's being abused. Not only girls, look at them. They're even boy or male gender. So let's be careful. You can drink at your home or even inviting drinking inside your home. It's better to ask a real friend, I can say, or family that you trust, or even doing drinking. Pray to God for your safety. Because sometimes you cannot actually stop yourself if you really wanted to experience those kind of in a bar. There's a lot of dangerous situations that happens in a bar also. Even though it will happen through your own home. There's a lot of situations that or rumors that we always hear based on true stories or even documents or news, right? Let's be careful. And because of the situation, we have to learn from this situation also that happened to them. Even though you are a very known person, even though you should do that because your manager says this one, because you are an artist. Say an alibi. Better to say a white lie than dragging yourself to a situation that will lead to, even though you're alive now. How about if the inviter actually invites you to a situation that will grape you? They are using grape actually for that kind of, the SEXUEL abuse. So let's be careful when it comes to drinking. God bless to us.
States that the autopsy was commissioned by the Jianghai Police Station in Beijing's Chaoyang district and carried out by the Beijing Shengtang Judicial Appraisal Institute, with the examination conducted by inspectors Cao Qin and Jie, surname only provided. According to the findings, the deceased, identified as Yu, male, 37 years old, stood 181 centimeters tall, with normal development and average nutrition. Because of censorship concerns, we can only slightly rewrite the level of horror compared to the original sentence in the leaked version. The examination described external injuries to the chest, bilateral internal bleeding, and multiple fractures on the left side of the body. there was also trauma to the pericardium and liver region, injuries to the lower body, and evidence of sudden respiratory and cardiac arrest. Additional notes recorded scalp wounds, pale eyelids and meninges, and cloudy corneas. Blood traces were also found around both outer ears and ear canals. Taken together, these details strongly suggest that Yu's hair and ears had been violently pulled before death. The nasal bone was fractured, and blood was found accumulated inside the nasal cavity. One of the most shocking discoveries was that the inside of his lips showed multiple irregular lacerations, with the longest tear measuring about 7.5 centimeters. And then came the most chilling line of all, the final sentence of the leaked report. Except for the lower right front tooth, all of Yu's teeth were missing. In other words, before his death, Yu likely endured unimaginable torture. Most of his teeth had been removed. It's no wonder that in the latest leaked video capturing part of the incident, Yu Menglong can be heard screaming. His cries are slurred as if his mouth had been severely injured. However, the authenticity of this autopsy report remains debated among netizens. Many believe that while the details are terrifying, verification is still needed. In previous episodes, we've discussed an ancient occult ritual called Zhongshengji, a so-called life exchange ceremony where another person's life is sacrificed to alter someone else's fate. It's a twisted demonic practice, said to involve using the teeth and hair of the victim as ritual objects. If this connection is real, it eerily matches the descriptions in Yu Menglong's leaked autopsy report. Commentator Daiyu cited a post from an ex-user named Partisan Review, who claimed that Yu Menglong was likely killed as a human sacrifice for members of China's powerful. According to that post, a feng shui master revealed that the sequence went like this. A certain high-ranking official's fortune had begun to decline, and to reverse his fate, Yu Menglong, who had already been chosen, was made to die in his place on September 10th. A lock of Yu's hair was then taken to Tibet, where another ritual sacrifice was performed on September 19th, titled The Ascending Dragon. The post also claimed that blogger Luo Yonghao's public controversy on September 10th was deliberately used to distract the public from Yu's death. And here's what happened on that very day. September 10th, 2025, the same day Yu Menglong died, Luo Yonghao, a well-known Chinese entrepreneur and internet celebrity, posted a viral complaint against the restaurant chain Shibei. He claimed that when he dined there, almost every dish was pre-made and overpriced, urging lawmakers to require restaurants to disclose whether their food is pre-prepared. In response, Shibei's founder Jia Guolong publicly denied the accusation, insisted that Shibei never uses pre-made dishes, announced that all branch kitchens would be open for public inspection, and even hinted at suing Luo Yonghao. The dispute quickly dominated Chinese state media headlines, drawing enormous attention. According to the X-account Partisan Review, this sudden media frenzy was not accidental. It was a calculated move to divert attention away from the Yu Menglong case. That, of course, was the blogger's interpretation. From this perspective, China's top leader is said to have performed an entire series of dark rituals to extend his life, from live human sacrifices to the creation of dragon-shaped clouds over Tibet, all for his own selfish pursuit of power. But did these sinister acts really work? Let's look at the explosive article that has everyone talking. Can she escape heaven's net? Fate sealed in 2026 to 2027? On October 6th, an X-account called New Highland posted a piece written by an author using the pen name Monk of Wutai Mountain. The article was chillingly detailed and sharply analytical, claiming that the current ruler would meet his end during the Red Horse and Red Sheep Calamity. The Red Horse and Red Sheep Calamity, Qima Hongyang Jie, is an ancient prophecy rooted in the cosmological system of China's heavenly stems and earthly branches. In this system, the stems Bing and Ding belong to the fire element, symbolizing blazing intensity, while the branches Wu, the horse, and Wei, the sheep, represent unrest, rebellion, and the collapse of dynasties. According to the prophecy, every time the fire horse Bingwu and fire sheep Dingwei years appear, massive national upheaval follows. And shockingly, those years correspond exactly to 2026 and 2027, both belonging to the element of fire. The Southern Song scholar Chai Wang recorded this fiery cycle in his book The Fire Years Chronicle, Bing Ding Guijian, listing 21 historical calamities that occurred between 255 BCE and 947 CE, every one of them ending with a ruler's death.
For just being curious, why they have to make the victims suffer too much in doing that ritual. It's okay to do the ritual by just ending its life without suffering, but why? And this message came from me, and even my intuition sparks in thinking that, oh, they have to destroy the fighting spirit of that person too, so that the ritual will succeed. So, as I've said here, for the ritual to be effective, totally, they have to destroy its fighting spirit nature. That's why it says, to do the ritual, they have to make sure the victim suffers. A tremendous suffering that whatever they will do to that person. I think it didn't succeed. because at the end, he didn't kill his fighting spirit. Even though they remove or they brutally abuse him, they remove the teeth. It says even in this video where the comment came that they removed all of his teeth, then did a lot of different kinds of abuse. So let's learn from his courage and confidence and how he fights his fighting spirit until his breath is gone. He's really so amazing. I saw a letter, and the one who is explaining is a Chinese language, but the one that I wanted you to see is the letter itself. A Chinese that is staying in Canada, a vlogger, translated it and asked the mother for a permission to translate it. And here is the video.
这则简讯说呀，妈妈，我现在被禁锢在一处公寓楼里，窗外水汽飞得夜空，空气中弥漫着一种令人窒息的压抑。我感觉自己可能遭遇莫测了，那些阴影越来越近，越来越紧迫。我得匆匆跟您告别，妈妈，因为他们随时可能进来害死我，这不是玩笑，也不是幻觉，我的心在颤抖。现在发给您的每一个字都带着冰冷的绝望。为什么会走到这一步？为啥一个年纪像演后期的年轻人会被逼到这样的决定？妈妈，我好怕，但更怕的是来不及跟您说这些心里话。如果这是最后一次，请您原谅我这个不孝的儿子，没有能陪您到老。我以前跟您说过，我从一而成功是幸运也是不幸。那时候我还天真的以为娱乐圈只是一个光鲜的舞台，能让我实现梦想，让您骄傲。记得我第一次拿到角色时，您高兴的像个孩子，对我这样子讲。行当的黑暗远超乎我的想象。我原来以为这行当只是对女演员凶险，她们柔弱，需要面对那些肮脏的交易，而男演员毕竟可以保护自己，有力气有骨气。可真正入圈以后，我才醒悟过来，只要你有姿色有形象，无论男女都不安全。潜规则像一张无形的网，笼罩着每一个人。如果你违心的接受，就能荣华富贵，锦衣玉食，星光闪耀。可如果你洁身自好，
Wow, he has a really good heart, right? It's like maybe because or he chooses a bad agency, but it's not a meant. Actually, it's a everything has a reason why Yu Minglong went to that agency and experienced this one. Look at this part. We can learn from his situation. He became awakening for us, an enlightenment, and what's happening beyond entertainment, medias, politics, etc. The wickedness of people that they can think they can hide, especially if they have a lot of money and in the part of being a leader. So I'm correct in saying that Australia is has a part also. Oh, when you see a message that connected to what you said, it's cringing actually. So that's how a psychic is, or a vision is. Oh, okay, amazing. Fear, no, I didn't feel any fear, but amazed, so amazed, and wow, that's how God's power is. The gift that He have given to people, but use it unwisely, like those tarot readers and messengers using in a bad way. So I'm giving a message also for them that you will be striped to your gifts. You will not use it already as long as you are willing to. Wow, through his letter, you will know that he really has a good heart. He has conscience inside him, so he cannot do those kind of things. So from if what he have said that you blackmailed me from when I'm 25 years old until now that she's 37 years old. Wow, it's 12 years. What kind? It's a long decades to experience depression, anxiety, stress. What else? Mental health problem, emotional crisis, identity crisis, and more. So now let's dig deep in political culture that they are doing from their history and now that I know my country is experiencing it also because they are the one of the people that revolving back of the politicians to hold them and do something for them if they have a business here or you know the bad business back there. Those DRUG that they are doing the bad businesses and more. That's why I really recommend that if you have a blood of Chinese, don't use it. Better be a Filipino blood. Let the Filipino blood win than Chinese. And if you have a blood of Western or Europe Filipino, still the best to win. Because even Westerns in Europe has a big problem in accountability and through their ego and pride. Even I guess from every race in all over the world, some of the Asians still is on the right track, I can say. But there's a toxic culture that they have to remove. And especially, we have to recognize God in our life. So, what I'm talking about the history from their series that they are making, the movies. It's like their family rivals. They are adding people from them. And from my country situation, these politicians is adding people from their co-political rival issues. It's like that's why us Filipinos are being subdivided by different kinds of because of their colors that they are making and what these people Filipino will stand on this politician. Well, Filipino peoples, I think you have to stand with your own decision. It's like you are proving that you don't have your own decision, you don't have your own discernment, you don't have your intuition, you don't know what's wrong and right to see if that leader is on the wrong or right side. It's like you are looking for someone to bring you up. I think that's the belief of my fellow Filipino is mostly. And through education, even in the education, it says that you have to bring up yourself, spiritual and physical. No one will help you. Someone will guide, motivate, advise, lead you, but the self itself will decide if it will allow itself to bring itself up. No one will decide. You will be dragged on a person's success, but at the end, you will be hurt if they always recognize that person right from that success. They will say, you only is being dragged of that person's success. You are only always going at the back of that person. That's why you are being dragged to that person's success. And because of hurt and hatred that are involving of your emotion, then here comes the selfish ego and pride will do something and you can do an unexplainable action that will lead to maybe sometimes will do hurt that person even to that action. That's why you yourself is the one will bring up you. So those digger that we know, gold digger. So they are the ones who are the most and known personals finding someone to drag them up. Like if they saw this person through materialistic world, very prosperous person, then especially if this gender is male or female or that successful person is a female or male, that female or male will do its best to connect to the feelings of that person. Then that person will say the effort but cannot see the deceive. Then it will allow the relationship to come. Then at the end they will marry one another and they don't know that this person is plotting against this person so that he or she will get the prosperous part of this person, like those movies that we are watching, that when they got married this person made a lot of wrong actions to bring down this person. Then the prosperous, the money will be transferred to its name, right? There's a lot of dog beauty. There's a lot of movie that is being made from different kinds of race. Because that's real. That's why they made it. We think it's only actually from the movie itself, but it really is happening from the real life, real world. So wow, this cycle of them. Well, I will directly say these Chinese people that they are doing to their own people, dragging their own people from their BS, bad BS. Because how come that Menglong is a big star, but yet he didn't protect himself from his image? Because there's a lot of documentary that politicians should be on the top than anyone, even business actually. This is the politician, this is the business, this is the people. It should be always under. That's why some businesses being friendly with the politicians. They do whatever the politicians will say, even do wrong. And actually, it's revolving all around, all over the world. I mean, the wrong, excuse me, the wrong illusions and delusions that is happening in this world. So sad. Exploitation of rights, exploitation of dignity. What else? The rights, the lies. Now, this is the very good example that people really is very lost and more in materialistic world than fixing their relationship to God. Is it the end of the world is near? Or I hope so people will unite to help one another, from leader to the people, people to the leader. Don't discriminate one another, destroy one another. But instead help, share what you know, then to help one another. Not the materialistic world, which is money is the meaning of helping. If you give money to someone, that's helping. No, it became materialistic world. Directly materialistic world, right? Now, when you realize that government itself is very greed, not only that one, very jealous of the progress of its own people. So sad. I think that's what happened on our history. That's why is the system of the tax is like this. We are the ones who is bringing out money, but we are the ones who is paying tax. We are the ones who is making our own effort, not them. But we are the ones who is being condemned, persecuted, and having hardship in our life. They started this chaos. Why is it the backlash is being experienced by the people? I think we have to say this kinds of and realize so that the shift will really happen. So that next time we know what we will do. We demand to stop tax. That we ourselves are the one who is trying our best to multiply that money. Even in a right way, good way. But them, they are on the wrong way. They are the deceiver. They didn't even give real leading, real guidance. Can you observe that through your own government? The big corruption? Let's fight. You can pay for their salary of leading us and guiding us, but not too much. Our effort and should be taxed. Oh my gosh. Our service should be taxed. And those people that working in governments, from leaders to office workers, they are the number ones who police its own people. Just asking question because you don't know how to process the paper. The number one answer that you will get is bad answer, angerness. Even maybe if the person is not in the mood, you will experience the bad mood itself. Ay, nako. Emotional and identity crisis is real. Selfish ego and pride. That whatever they will hide, at the end it will come out. The real problem is, I thought we are all educated that every problem should be removed from work. Problem from self at home. Because yourself is your home. Family should stay where it happened. That problem. And from work, that's different. That's why everything that we do is in chaos. The decisions that we made, chaos. We allow too much unnecessary bad things, decisions, sins to happen. We have a fault also there's people that seeing the wrong but we didn't see or correct them. We have to start to pinpoint the problem and as much as possible give advice and correction. Whether we see it exactly to that person, post it, and so that the right persons that they can get the messages will apply. Explain it through a way we can understand and not discrimination or destroying someone. That's not good way of explaining things also. Destroying and discriminating. Because it won't help. Maybe pinpoint some ways to solve those problems. It is better also for the help. not advise someone to destroy someone, to how to make a bad rumor or smear campaign to someone, because that's what happening. That's what is happening today. Like some advices to destroy one another, discriminate one another. Or sometimes, if your advice, your correction, or you're pinpointing the wrongdoings of people, sometimes the ego and pride understand it as destroying them. So it depends still on how the ego and pride got the message. That's why sometimes when they know you and where you are living as the ones who is giving messages, why is it there's some people that coming to you and say words? That's not good.
最新传闻，于朦胧的表哥遭到了灭口，他的母亲现在在 ICU， 妹妹已经崩溃了。
On October 8th, social media went into a frenzy when Fan Shiqi, Yu Menglong's close friend and the main suspect, suddenly posted a chilling status. Yes, it was me who harmed Yu Menglong. Although the post was deleted within minutes, screenshots spread like wildfire. Around the same time, an account on X released an unedited video showing that Yu didn't die from falling off a building, but had a deep wound in his abdomen. Insiders also began revealing shocking details about the case. And when British psychic Ty William claimed that Yu Menglong's spirit had reached out to her to tell the truth, it felt as though the dark curtain over this mystery had finally been torn apart. Could there be a hidden force trying to cover up something even more horrifying than death itself? Let's find out in today's video. Insider information leaked. Did Fan Shiqi confess? On October 8th, a woman in Malaysia posted a video claiming a friend in the United States had paid money on the dark web to watch the process of Yu Menglong being harmed. The footage was reportedly recorded by actress Song Yi herself, but a hacker on the dark web had broken into her phone and recovered the full video. According to the woman, the restored footage confirmed the rumors circulating online. The video revealed that Yu had already suffered multiple bone fractures beforehand. It consisted of a continuous, unedited sequence, clearly showing a deep wound in Yu's abdomen, contradicting earlier claims that he died from a fall. On October 7th, the X account Xinwen Diaocha released a new version with clearer visuals, asserting that there was a 90% chance the victim in the video was indeed Yu Menglong. Around the same time, users on X noticed something peculiar. The English language account of the escape room game company Yu had once worked with ended with the letters MIS, which matched the name of the user who had previously posted photos related to a Halloween human body exhibit. As I mentioned earlier, Yu had been dragged into a group chat where people discussed ways to harm him and even set a date for the attack. The idea allegedly came from someone who had just returned from abroad. Some netizens also found that in the comment section of the escape room where Yu had been treated, the suspect had uploaded a series of bizarre images. The IP address was traced to the UK, consistent with circulating rumors. Then, on October 8th, netizens discovered that Fan Shiqi, Yu's close friend and the person suspected of taking part in the fatal drinking party, had posted a chilling message on his social account. No matter how much chaos you cause, you can't touch me. Yes, I'm the one who harmed Yu Menglong. The post was quickly deleted, but not before users captured screenshots.
Ursiflora probiotic.
Moreover, under an old photo, Fan had once written an eerie line. Ever since I was young, I've sworn to eliminate anyone more handsome than me. Yet my sword has never been drawn, until now. Also on October 8th, someone on X shared information allegedly from a film industry insider, saying that public pressure had reached the authorities' attention. However, the matter couldn't be openly discussed. The insider referred to an announcement, possibly a police statement on Yu's death, and hinted that it was meant to appease someone important. It remains unclear whether that referred to the mastermind behind the scenes, or even Xi Jinping himself. The source warned against alerting the snake in the grass, urging the public to keep speaking out, as the other side was terrified of public opinion. The insider went on to say that they had recently consulted a feng shui master in the entertainment industry, who claimed that higher dimensional beings, gods or Buddhas people pray to, were helping from above, though they couldn't intervene directly. According to this person, new developments would emerge next month, and everything would begin to change. As for those involved in harming Yu Menglong, whether exposed or not, their futures are already ruined. They would first lose their fortunes, heavily so, and the mastermind would also be investigated, though not necessarily for Yu's case itself. The insider also offered practical advice. Since Yu's studio had registered multiple companies, people could use that information to file official complaints, which would draw attention. They encouraged the public to keep spreading information online to drain the perpetrators' money, noting that they were extremely stingy, and that crisis management on social media costs enormous sums. The goal, they said, was to keep the pressure up for a month or two, forcing them to burn through cash and eventually turn on each other. Spending $1 billion in 10 days would be nothing, they added. Once the laundered money runs dry, he'll go insane. Finally, the investor predicted that the upcoming TV drama The Next Storm would face a massive public boycott, not because of its director or actors, but because its screenwriter, Fan Li, was allegedly connected to Yu Menglong's case. Recently, across major shopping plazas in mainland China, netizens have even paid out of pocket to display messages of support for Yu Menglong on giant LED screens. Due to the CCP's strict censorship, the screens could only show the phrase "I am Yu Menglong" with no accompanying sound. Some online users hinted meaningfully, a group of people doing the same thing, striving together and winning together. British psychic communicates with Yu Menglong's spirit. Next, I'd like to share information from a British psychic with a YouTube channel called Ty William. On September 23rd, she did a live stream in which she said, "Today I was relaxing, just taking it easy, but I kept feeling as if a spirit was constantly bothering me, and I didn't know what it was. In the end, I discovered that this spirit belonged to a Chinese actor named Yu Menglong. This is very strange. Someone who had never known or met Yu Menglong before, who doesn't even like watching Chinese dramas and prefers Korean ones, was somehow able to communicate with his spirit. This surely wasn't staged on purpose. You can believe it or treat it as a story, but she said he told her the whole truth." She mentioned the following main points, which I will summarize. 1. In a conversation with a high-ranking female executive, Yu Menglong refused to attend more private parties. He even said he wanted to leave the entertainment industry to be with someone he truly loved, but they wouldn't allow it. You mentioned there were around 6 people involved. 2. You said he had been assaulted many times. In Chinese or Asian culture, people often think women are the weaker sex, lacking strength and easy to overpower. But no, you said these women were unnoticed predators, even human traffickers. He said no one expects a woman to be a rapist or predator, but some women do it for money. 3. You mentioned a will, that he had left behind something important in it or in his estate. Now, someone was fighting over his inheritance. He also revealed that a corrupt police officer was involved in his death. Because of that, he warned that his girlfriend or wife should hire a private investigator before she too became a target. 4. You said his death should serve as a warning to anyone who wants to leave the entertainment world. He couldn't live for the truth he believed in, and the perpetrators took that truth from him. "I don't care about money," he told her. "Take it. Just take it all. Leave me alone. I just want to get out. Let me go." 5. He said he died because of demons, monsters, and that he was forced to sleep with them. "Those demons hide among people," he said. 6. You described a short woman with great strength who beat him until his eye was blackened. He called her a wolf in sheep's clothing. 7. Most fans don't know what he went through, but some fanatics, those who followed him closely, do. He is telling them, "You know what happened to me, but you did nothing. Why not provide evidence to the good police officers?" Some fans actually belong to the dark side. 8. You told Ty William that his abusers would face insane karmic retribution. Some would go to prison, others would die, and others would suffer the same fate. He believed he would receive justice, both spiritually and physically. 9. You mentioned a tall, slender actress, his close friend, who still couldn't accept his death. They had worked together before. She was boyish yet graceful, beautiful, with a lovely smile. Some fans had even believed they were destined to be together. He said this actress was very famous. Who do people think she is? 10. Yu Menglong revealed that quite a few celebrities like him are enduring similar threats. The perpetrators lock these stars in basements or even iron cages to force them to submit, and there are slave contracts involving blackmail. There are also basement clubs with surveillance cameras where some victims suffer terrible things. When I heard this, I immediately thought of the video that spread online after Yu Menglong's death, called the Escape Room Game. The video shows a man, suspected to be Yu Menglong, being dragged across the floor. It's surveillance footage. Some people say the video was not from around September 10th, but in reality, the abuse of Yu Menglong did not happen overnight. It had gone on for a long time. This video could be from an earlier time. Some sources even say it was recorded around March or April this year. In addition, new information says that before his death, Yu Menglong was found with blackened, swollen fingers, suspected to be from being stepped on during the torture. 11. You said he was assaulted and thrown out of a window. He was isolated because he spoke the truth. 12. He had hinted at the abuse during live streams, fan cams, or fan meetings. He showed that while filming or taking part in a variety show, he was pulled into a car and taken to a hotel or building. The person told him, "Be quiet, don't make noise." He was abused when he was young, around 19 or in his early 20s. He did not reveal names because he did not want to put Ty William in danger. 13. He said he wasn't the only victim. There were both men and women, especially men with a feminine appearance, who were targeted. Now they go after anyone, including children and transgender people, as part of a satanic cult. These individuals exist all over the world, including witches and sorcerers. They move like shadows, using rituals and magic to conceal the truth, but the secrets of how they operate will eventually be exposed. 14. You said he had been chosen as a sacrifice, his death carefully planned. Now he appears in his attackers' dreams, forcing them to face responsibility, and he believes justice will come. 15. He even said that there are people who want to steal your very essence, to turn you dark. When they see that you still remain good, it drives them insane. But the truth will come to light, especially in October, when many stars will die under mysterious circumstances. Not only in China, Korea, and Thailand, but all around the world. He mentioned life insurance contracts. After his death, his merchandise, films, and music sold like wildfire. The police or special task forces in China will raid warehouses, villas, clubs, and basements, arresting actors and politicians. A powerful family in China, similar to the Samsung family in Korea, will collapse. There are deep connections between the entertainment industries of China, Korea, Japan, and the mafia. 16. There's a cafe video showing him looking unlike his usual self, bruised, wearing a black hoodie and a mask. He urged people to pay attention to the dates and collect evidence from his final days. He was crying for help, but no one noticed. In the end, Ty Williams said he kept bothering me because he knew that what I say would help his case. I hesitated because I was afraid it would be dangerous, but she still spoke out. In my view, Ty Williams is not making this up. Her YouTube channel has just over 3,000 subscribers, more than 1,000 videos, and she doesn't use flashy thumbnails or clickbait titles, which shows she doesn't care much about traffic and only wants to share what she knows. Since Menglong's incident, she has made only one video on September 23rd. Isn't that remarkable? What do you think of this psychic's revelations? Please leave a comment below. Thank you, and see you next time.
Kyo Renalions. Kimi Kyo, died in 2016. The official reason was from depression, but people online shared very different stories. Some posts, he offended powerful businessmen or cult groups, and he was when he tried to speak up. Other claims, he was tortured, with one message saying many celebrities were called to witness it, and that some actors left the industry after knowing the truth. Some people suggested the body at his memorial was not real, claiming it was partly 3D printed and staged. Other link his to strange symbols, numerology, and such as seventh-day soul return customs. There's also disturbing rumors, like one about his being used in a grotesque birthday cake. In another post, an actress wrote, "If I'm not here tomorrow, I'll end up like Xiao Renalong," suggested she fared the same fate, and she later disappeared from the spotlight.
There's a name that keep appearing in rumors around Menglong case lately. 798 Art District in Beijing. It's known as the heart of China modern art scenes, filled with galleries, private studio, and celebrity events. But some people online are starting to connect the dots together, saying that many artists from the same agency attending events here. And several of them later faced sudden unexplained tragedy. Is this a coincidence, or there is something darker behind the wall of 798, like a dark ritual? We may never know for sure, but when one agency, one circle, and one location keep repeating, the questions naturally start to rise. Whether if this is a business network or something far more controlled than 798 has become a symbol, a place where creativity, power, and silence all collide. This is crazy.
来时路，一念造化因果度。那一年，几千时光在重复。地狱书，望天湖，人间寥寥情难诉。回忆斑斑留在爱你的路。
This is crazy.
回忆斑斑留在爱你的路。
This is crazy.
回忆斑斑留在爱你的路。 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 回忆斑斑留在
member of the cult from all over the world is like this in their own country, I think the member also at your own country, they are being like that also in their own country. Some may not still actually put blood in their hands, but they have the ability to, like, it's easy for them to step someone by experiencing this from one of the member here in my place. Oh, they really has no conscience. They can, it's like they have a confidence that it's like it's okay for them to sabotage your life. It's okay for them to put smear on your name, smear campaign, bad rumors. It's okay for them to see you as lower than them. It's okay for them to feel no conscience about your life. Or it's okay for them to think, say whatever they wanted about you. It's like it's okay to step someone, but when it comes to them, they are very cautious. But around them now, that's why when you dig deep on their own crimes, they are not actually wise. It's easy for you to see that, like, doing this connection. Wow, they think they are very wise, intelligent, has the knowledge or wisdom to hide their crimes. But at the end, why is it that it's still linked to them of the crimes that they did? A wise person has a way or technique, I can say, to know what to say, what to act, what to apply, and especially if a person made you a smear campaign, then some people want to dig something about you. They will not prove that the smear campaign is correct at the end. Who made the smear campaign will be on the spot of shame, like those who did bad crimes to someone. That's why you decide if someone is recruiting you about a kind of organization or group that has a promising look at them. At the end, they will lose everything because of the endless evilness that they are doing, crimes, wickedness, etc. That they think they can hide. They will not experience because of money and power. But there is always a big energy that will always against them and let them face their own wickedness or evilness. At the end, who wins, right? So, thank you. I hope you learned something in this connecting and life of our fellow brothers and sisters that's being done evilness by someone. And it's happening all over the world with a different name, gender, race, and height, I can say, body frame, etc. Thank you for watching. I hope you will subscribe, click the notification, comment if you want, share something.